Hey guys, it's Casey. We're doing the Theros Set review. We're going over the white cards today, and this is also a big video as well because it's the first video to go up on the Southeast Texas Gaming YouTube channel.
Sweet.
Yeah, and I have a guest with me, David. Again, actually, he's in one of my other videos, David Bruno.
Hello.
And you also top aided. What was the event?
GP Houston, the Ravnica block seal.
Okay. You have a nice little pearly white smile on you with your playmat.
Me.
Okay, so the first card in white is actually not a creature. Usually it's a creature, the first card in the white. It's Battle-Wise Valor. Target creature gets +2/+2, and you get to scry as well for 2 mana. I really like this card because it's going to be really good with the Heroic set, or the Heroic mechanic, which we can get back into later. And also it has the Scry, which is very good in white whenever you get to control your deck in a creature-based format.
Scry in general is decent, but Scry 1, you get a free peek. Get a peek a card. Yeah.
Well, it's like, oh, I'm already have 4 lands, and I don't need more lands.
Yeah, the card's fine, like you said, for the heroic. That's the main reason. It's just a nice little trick and limited. No standard applications.
Not really. Well, maybe, but it's like you have to have it's gonna be like one of those gimmick decks.
Right. And see, you got Cavalry Pegasus is a 1/1 for 2 flying. When it attacks, each attacking human gains flying until end turn. Another cute little trick for limited. Nothing outside limited really. I don't know really if it's gonna be a strong card in limited anyway, because I don't know how many humans really are gonna be in the set. I haven't really looked at the set fully, but
There's actually a lot of humans. There's humans in every color, and I think it's about a little under half of the creatures are humans.
it seems fine. It's just like it's a limited 23rd card if you really need it.
Or it could be like the build around.
Yeah, you could do it, but I don't think it's necessary. But
Nah, it's it's I forgot I cannot remember. Oh, it's Pegasus. There we go. I was about to be like, I can't remember the name of it.
yeah.
So we have Chain to the Rock.
Wrong card. You passed up Celestial Archon.
Well, I'm just gonna go down and move over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Chain to the Rock. 1 mana. This is the new O-ring for red-white humans list. Enters the battlefield, exile target creature an opponent controls until Chain to the Rocks leave the battlefield.
It's awesome.
Card.
The flavor of this card is so awesome.
This is actually based on Andromeda, which is the I think Zeus's lover, if I remember correctly. And then whenever Zeus went off to battle, she decided to go sleep with Poseidon, and for her insolence, she is chained a monster sent out to destroy the castle of Zeus from Poseidon, and she has to be sacrificed by being chained to a rock and eaten.
Yeah, didn't she get her liver eaten alive or something? Like she's just getting pecked at a little bit at a time, or
Yeah, she was also attacked by birds while waiting.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But I think the card's gonna be great for standard. Now those mirror matches with that I forgot the name of the red card. It blows up a mountain. They take 3 damage. Well, the one that's chained to the rock. That's pretty good blowout there. But this card's gonna see some good amount of play.
Yeah.
I like it.
I mean,
Celestial Archon, it's a 4/4 for 5. It has Bestow ability that if you cast this card for its Bestow cost, it counts as an aura, which is pretty cool. But when the creature leaves play, or when the enchantment falls off the creature, it actually turns into a creature itself, and actually just gains the ability. Basically, this one's flying first strike. Enchanted creature gets +4/+4 in flying first strike, so it becomes whatever it is. So when the creature that's equipped to leaves play, it comes into play and turns itself into a creature. Kind of cool little flavor. I like it.
this reminds me of Totem Armor from Rise of Eldrazi,
Basically.
but I think it's a better version of Totem Armor.
It depends.
It's well, more often than not, you're gonna want the creature that you're enchanting, except for this one, obviously.
Well, see, usually the Totem Armor, you would save a creature you want to save from a Wrath effect or a Destroy effect. This one, you lose that creature that you wanted to save, but you get something in return. So, even though you do get this, whatever it is, 4/4 first strike flying, sometimes in certain situations you may want the other creature that you put with Totem Armor, so you in the modern with the core spirit dancer. You don't want to lose her, but I can see both.
This also reminds me of the Hellboy movie. At the very end, the villain gets stabbed in the stomach with a horn, and then all of a sudden a god just falls out of his stomach. He's like,
Right.
"Oh God!" and it almost destroys the planet. So, and now we have chosen by Heliod. When it enters battlefield, draw a card, and chain creature gets +0/+2. This enchantment I'm not too fond of, but the cycle itself, there's there's like one of each color that enters battlefield, draws a card, and then whenever it gives an effect. It's a good cycle, just because it's a 2-mana cantrip that gives you a bonus.
Yeah, that's about it.
And also it triggers heroic ability, like it's a lot of this.
Yeah, all the enchantments that benefit for heroic. That's only real application for those cards if you want to trigger a heroic card. If you don't really play heroic in the deck, I wouldn't really worry about playing. I'm not gonna spend 2 mana to make my creature +0/+2. I mean, I cantrip, but I think there's better cards you can play.
Ethereal.
Yeah. Right. Okay, we got Dauntless Onslaught. Cost 30 is an instant. Up to 2 target creatures get +2/+2 till end of turn. This card I really like.
I do like it too.
Especially with the once again the heroic mechanic, targeting 2 creatures, boosting their abilities, but getting 2 creatures above +2/+2 as an instant speed trick and limited. It's a very solid card. It is definitely will be a high pick to play, hard card to play with.
But there's another card that was in green that costs a little bit less than this one. I think it's the exact same ability. I forget what it's called.
I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember what's going on off the top of my head.
I can't remember either. But yeah, I agree with everything you've said. And next we have a very flavorful reprint, Divine Verdict. It doesn't say guilty this time.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be a limited card. That's about it.
But I think this every Divine Verdict has its own like kind of flavor text that always cracks me up every time I read it.
Yeah.
Like this one also made me laugh. Guilty made me laugh, and it's just every time I see this, I get happy because it's a removal spell that it's useful. So.
Okay, we got Decorated Griffin. Ooh, it's 2/3 for 5, flying. You can pay 1, prevent 1 combat damage dealt to it. Seems fine. If you have mana to sink into it, you can use it in blocking.
Yeah, this is like a very big theme of this set is to have very high cost creatures and just not a lot of small dudes.
Right.
And everything, like you just play one big guy and outclasses everything else. It doesn't really matter. And this is a one in particular. You just gotta live until you play this card, and then you're fine.
Right. Next card though. I can't wait.
I'm pretty sure that everyone is excited for this card.
Elspeth Sun's Champion. She costs 6, but
that's kind of
she's still great for that cost. Again, she's gonna be great in control decks. First off, she protects herself with her +1, getting 3 soldiers. For a +1, her old version had -2 to get 3 soldiers. There's one version that was +1, but you get 1 soldier to them. So,
and the one before that, the one after that was -2, put 3 dudes in play.
Exactly. So, but now her net is -3 to destroy creature power greater. That's really solid. She doesn't destroy her tokens that she put out, so if you do have them out laying around and they lasted, she got up to 4 again or 3 again, whatever. You can destroy all her creatures and start swinging. Though she keeps the board in check, and so that's pretty good. And her -7 ability actually not overpowering. It's actually one ultimate that you really don't care about ultimating. You get creatures, you get +2/+2 and flying, which is nice. But I'd rather just keep putting dudes out often. Just keep +1 and you get 3 dudes.
Yeah. I do like the fact that you can neg 3 as soon as you play her. So this can turn into a 6-mana Wrath that has a plus effect afterwards.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. And she's also based off of, in this particular set, she's based off Perseus, which is Zeus's half human, half god son that has been called to help to save all the entire human race from everyone. And that's generally what she's here for.
Right.
Even though she doesn't want to be.
Right.
Yeah. A Pharaoh's Warden, 4-mana 1/2, not the best body, but she can tap target creature with power 3 or less just by tapping it with no extra cost.
She'd be fine I just don't like she costs 4. She will still see play unlimited, but costing 4 for a 1/2. It just I've noticed in this there's a lot of 3 powerless creatures, so she's gonna be able to use her ability quite often. It's just costing 4 kind of sucks. I rather just have a master decoy where it's 1/2, you can pick one tap any creature. I prefer that.
Yeah, this one is certainly underwhelming with some of the other cards that we've seen, and also with the fact that there's monstrous in the set, so it can turn anything
Right.
really is that can be tapped. It can just entirely just not worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, we got Evangel of Gilead, cost 6, 1/3. Whenever it enters the battlefield, put number 1/1 white soldier tokens equal devotion to white. This card can actually be very solid. It's limited. Where you can, if you have 4 or 5 dudes in play that you're playing a mono white deck, for example, or you have 3 dudes in play, it comes into play. You're getting 3 to 4 extra bodies for your 6. So even though he's a 1/3, 3 or 4 extra bodies is extra power on board distributed out. So you have more blockers, more attackers. So even though it's not all one guy, you have multiple bodies to work with, and I always enjoy those cards. Uber's Protector from Gamecraft, wherever it is. He's a 1 for 6, but he put a full 4 Angel in play. Still a card.
Okay, so this is my comparison to this card. This is basically the Captain of the Watch for the set. It just because it automatically comes down no matter if you have anything else in play. It already comes down with 2 dudes because it's
Right, exactly.
and if you have anything else, you can do 3, 4, or 5. And if you have any if you have let's say the Spear of Heliod, which is like an anthem of the set, you get and let's say that's 4. You get 4 2/2s in play and a 2/4 for a 6.
That seems pretty good.
Yeah, I'm excited about this card. It seems really good. Fabled Hero, 3 mana 2/2 with double strike and heroic. This is I think the first instance of heroic that we've seen. Whenever you cast a spell that targets Fabled Hero, put a 1/1 counter on Fabled Hero. This card seems really, really pushed because we had Mirrored Crusader in Mirrored and Besieged that has protection from green and black and double strike as well, and that card saw a lot of play whenever it was in Standard, and I have high hopes for this card as well.
Yeah, that is fine. And the only way I can see it not being like overly powered is if the deck that plays this Standard don't have a lot of pump spells for it, because they're just going to be playing creature. So I don't know if Standard, what all Standard's going to make this heroic mechanic work.
They're going to try and make the Orange deck work again without Geist or Spectral.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sold on the heroic mechanic fully. I do like the mechanic though. I'd like to see what all's going to make it make the heroic mechanic trigger in Standard rather than post.
Yeah,
spells. So I mean,
that's my big pet peeve about the heroic mechanic is that you're usually not targeting your own creatures with your spells unless they're auras, and that's one deck to do that.
So hexproof, but
Yeah.
these guys don't have hexproof. But you can play in green with like the Unflinching Courage, and all of a sudden it's a 5/5 double striker with trample.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
All right, we got favorite hopla. Here on it's 1/2 for 1 heroic mechanic. Whenever you cast a spell, targets it, put 1/1 counter, and prevent all damage dealt to this turn.
So
a fine body.
this makes me think of it's 2 different spells at the same time. It's a fog and a pump spell.
Yeah, it prevents all damage that would be dealt to it, so it's not really a fog. I know what you mean though, but
Yeah,
it's preventing damage to be dealt to it at the nice little bonus. But it has to be a spell that targets you cast.
Yeah.
So if your opponent burns it, that's the trigger the heroic mechanic, so he still doesn't survive that. So
Yeah.
that would be kind of interesting. That would actually make it look pretty bad if your opponent could target it, but at the same time, it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah. So so it sucks to be Squire, right?
It's an upgrade, Squire, yeah.
It costs 1 less, and also it has an ability. Poor Squire. No love.
Yeah, that's about it.
Gift of Immortality. 3 mana, 2. I was about to say Power and Toughness for some reason. Whenever can creature dies, return it to the battlefield under control. Then return Gift of Immortality attached to the creature at the beginning of the next end step.
This card is great.
This card
I love this
is
card.
bonkers.
I love this card. There's so many creatures you can use with this in Standard. It's going to be unreal. One of them you can use to equip it with the opposite eye. You get 2 triggers as
Yeah.
It makes it happen a little quicker. You can put it on a guy like a Scion Tugazi, which is not gonna see hasn't seen play, but card. You put it on him, you make a token, it dies, you come back and make another token. There's so many different guys you can
Or we can just put it on some of the heroic guys, like the double strike fabled hero. That seems pretty good.
Yeah, it seems pretty decent. I really like this card. I'm not sure what decks and standard are gonna actually try to use it, but I do want to see this card see some play.
I think it's gonna be a sideboard card for aggro decks against like control decks that have a lot of wrath spells.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That would be a good way to bring it against them.
However, people will play this at the pre-release, I'm sure, and they will get confused on the heroic mechanic. It triggers on the first targeting, but afterwards it's not a target trigger mechanic anymore, and it's simply just a triggered. Yeah, so don't get that confused.
Alright, the next card is actually one that I think is going to see a lot of play. It's Glare of Heresy. It costs 2 sorcery. Outside target white permanent. The keyword permanent right there. There's going to be several bodies and enchantments in standard that are white. Warlord's Runner, Detention Sphere, the White God, the Sphere itself. Any white weenie deck. Hell, you got Elspeth. There's so many white permanents that you just want to take out with this card. It's going to be a great sideboard card.
The only reason that this card is not rare is because it was not printed instant.
Yeah, well, if it was instant, it'd be great, but it'd be overpowered.
Yeah. But yeah, I have high hopes for this card as well.
Oh yeah, definitely a sideboard card for sure.
Oh yeah. Okay. God's Willing. Target creature you control gains protection from the color of your choice until end of turn and then scry. I'm trying to remember what the card is that does the exact same thing. It just doesn't scry, and it was in the last set.
Oh, Brave the Element does it for white creatures only. But...
Yeah, but I think it was not the last set, but in Ravnica, Return to Ravnica, I think.
The Green Guard?
I think so.
I'm just talking about. Once again, don't have the card.
I don't remember.
It's fine.
Fine card, triggers heroic. That's all we really need to say.
I'm interested in Heliod. Heliod God of the Sun. 5/6 for 4. 6 overpower, right? Legendary enchantment creature. God, awesome. Love the super fix and everything of the card. Indestructible. So all the cards are indestructible. As long as your devotion to Heliod is less than 5, he's not a creature. Okay, good. Other creatures you can involve vigilance. Very solid, especially for white weenie deck. You can pay 4 without tapping them. So many times you have mana, put a 2/1 cleric enchantment token into the battlefield. Love that, just love the flavor. Just making it do anytime you want for 4 mana. Devotion to white. Gonna be pretty easy since Mono White has Precinct Captain as double white. You've got Boros Reckoner, which
just played Precinct Captain into Boros Reckoner into Heliod, and you're just like, hey, I have a 5/6. And all the guys have vigilance.
The god mechanic is, I love the flavor. Not sold on all the gods. By far, the best one is going to come up is the red one. We have to talk about it.
Red one's good, and the black one's okay.
I like the black one too. Actually, I like all of them. The green's fine. The green's good for
the green one's like the least one.
And everybody's like fine with the gods except for the green one.
Yeah, but he is based on Zeus, king of the gods in Greek mythology. But his name actually does not mean Zeus in any sort of a language. It actually is derived from Hesiod, which is a completely irrelevant god that really has no place in history. It just has a short story about him, and that's about it. It's very funny. Now we have Heliod's Emissary, which is one of the better bestow creatures. It enters battlefield, or no, when it attacks, or the enchanted creature that is bestowed on it attacks at a creature that an opponent controls.
That seems fun, actually. I like it.
Well, this reminds me of the Blink elk in Scars of Mirrodin, the 4-drop that exiles the permanent.
The problem with this one costs 7 to do that, really.
Yeah, but then you get +3/+3, and you get the ability, and then when the creature dies, you get another 3/3 that has the same thing.
I'm most likely if I'm playing this as a 3/3 for 4. That way it attacks the creature. That's really what we do.
This is more of an aggro card, and not. It's like late, and plus when you draw it late game, you're like, well, I have one creature. I need another body instead. That's also going to be another big thing. People are just not going to be able to figure out whether or not you need another body or you need a bigger creature. You have to figure out that balance.
The next one is hopefully.
I actually had a story about this one.
Oh, you guys heard this
Yeah,
one? Go ahead.
this is another part. This is actually based on Syrian hind, which is a magic deer that Hercules was sent to retrieve it and have it become his partner. It was a very interesting quest that he was given. Now you can move on.
Here, it's one life linker. That's it. That's all it is. Nothing special.
It's a trained caracal, I think it is.
Yeah, that's it.
And it has the possible upside. You never use this for the bestow cost unless you're really desperate, or
Yeah, you put on a big body to get
that's
it.
the only reason that this card's even like playable.
Whoa, you should put on this next guy, 100-handed one. 3-5-4 that wins monstrosity. You can vigilance. Has the ability monstrosity, which you haven't seen yet. The ability costs 6. If this creature isn't monstrous, you play 3/1 counters on it and it becomes monstrous. And then as long as he is monstrous, he has reach and can block up to additional 99 creatures each combat. So put this little wife thing on him and you can never attack.
Okay, so Mark Rosewater was doing a Q&A about the set, and they talked about this card, and he actually said one of the most rudest things I've ever heard. They talked about this card in particular, and he said, "So what's the point of the 99 creatures? Like, when do you actually need to block that many creatures?" And he just said, "When they're attacking." That's like the most backhanded comment I've heard in a long time. And he said live on air, across the internet. I'm like, and you're the lead design head of like every single Magic set. That's so sad.
Yeah. Alright, let's see.
We have, well, since you took that one, I'm just going to do the next two.
Sure.
The Lagana Band Elder. When it enters the battlefield, if you control enchantment, you gain 3 life. The 3-mana 3/2 that has, oops, shit.
My bad.
Has the 3-mana 3/2 that has an upside. It basically can be the Centaur Tribe healer from Ravnica. Centaur healer. And also, I tried to look up some back history of the Centaurs, and they are all very boring and non-interesting.
Right.
And they kind of all just appeared.
This guy's good for limited. He's not gonna see standard play.
Yeah. And then we have Last Breath with the 2-mana exile target creature with power 2 or less and control gains 4. This is a reprint, isn't it?
I like this card.
I have it too.
Once again, there's gonna be a lot of creatures with 2 power or less, and getting 4 life is fine, but instant speed. So those Voice of Resurgences aren't gonna be coming back with a token. They get exiled. Bye, go, sue.
It's sometimes it's just easy. It's like playing what's the one drop that puts a creature on the bottom of the library? Attacking creature.
Oust.
Oust.
Oh, condemn. Yeah, condemn.
Oust or condemn. They're actually both.
No, Oust puts it on top of the 3 cards from the top, but condemn puts it to the bottom if they attack.
Yeah.
At least this one with attack, but still.
Yeah, but this is basically a condemn that is a little bit more limited, but it has almost the same effect.
Right. Now this next guy is Goblin Shortcutter. Oh wait, no, it's Landon Sheriff's Caster. When it comes into play, tap target creature. Basically, it's a shortcutter.
No. I thought the shortcutter makes one dude unblockable.
Yeah, basically that's what it is, though. You're basically taking the creature out chance of being in combat. That's really all it is. It's a 2/1 that takes a creature out of combat. So shortcutter says they can't block. This guy just taps them. Basically the same thing. Only difference is if they can somehow untap their creature, then they can block with it. But outside of that, I just think he's the white shortcutter. That's about it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And we have Observant Elsaid. I think it's how you pronounce it. Elsaid.
These damn names.
Come on, they have to be Greek sounding, I guess.
Yeah, screw them.
Yeah. Well, it's a 3-mana 2/2 with Vigilance. If you just play it for the regular casting cost, or it can make a dude +2/+2 and Vigilance for 5, and then you can do afterwards. It's another heroic trigger. It's another enchantment creature that's, I think it's pretty good. It's not the greatest, but it's playable.
Yeah, that's fine. Get Order of Heliod, enchant creature. Because, dude, whenever an enchant creature attacks, you put a 1/1 counter on it. Then if he has 3 or more counters on it, sacrifice and you gain 10 life. There's a cycle in each color that also with this, where each one, if they gain 3 counters, you can sack and gain an ability. Honestly, I think this is the weakest, because you're gaining 10 life, and gaining life is, I mean, it's nice, but it's not necessary. There's all sorts of other things I would rather do than just gain 10 life. But
This should have been like give you two like a knight or something, or just
give you a guy, yeah, give you a token, or give you guys vigils or something. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of just gaining 10 life off of it. So it's honestly, I think, the worst of the 5.
This is more to me like a win more card, because
Exactly.
if you're high enough in life to attack, you're not worried about gaining 10 life because there's no buffer you need. And if you're low enough to where you're worried about your life total, you're not attacking with your guy usually.
Right, exactly.
So, and these are basically just like the quests for that the gods give you, and
Exactly.
for flavor, there's not really much. It's just like each hero had their quest and they needed to fulfill it, and they get a reward at the end. Now, Phalanx Leader, 2-drop 1/1 for double white, which is meh. It's kind of overpriced. When you cast the spell that targets it, you put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control.
I actually do like that, because if you're playing in a rush deck, especially in limited, honestly, standard may see them, but not in cyber rotation because you still got better creatures. But
I did say I didn't like the creature.
Yeah,
I like the creature a lot.
Target him, all your creatures grow. It just depends on what time of the game you're at, where this is going to be good. Because at the very beginning, if he's targeted, okay, it's a 2/2, but once again, where are these target mechanics? That's the only problem with it. Where are the target mechanics?
We lost all of them with Innistrad rotating out.
Basically.
Yeah. But yeah, I like him, and also he's really good with devotion triggers.
Nice, the devotion. There you go. Ray Dissolution costs 3. Destroy target champion, gain 3 life.
This is the only reason that this actually was reprinted. There's a lot of these effects now. I think there's like 4 in this set, I think, in particular, or just like enchantment hate cards, because there has to be.
What's an enchantment set? You kind of need something like that. I just prefer naturalize.
I'm pretty sure everyone prefers naturalize. I was surprised that I didn't see that card in this set.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, it's like the perfect card. Okay, we have Scholar of Atheros. Each opponent loses 1 life and you gain a life lost this way. This is basically a mana sink at late game, which is I'm never ever not a fan of having a mana sink, and this one actually is kind of relevant because it can get you out of the spot and also help you race.
I don't mind this card.
And also it's a body. It's a 1/4 body.
It's a 1/4. It's a blocker. It's a good blocker. You have Theros Block from Innistrad. You have Ages of the Horn Turtle. Horn, whatever it's called. The 1/4 for 3 blue a long time ago. This card's like that in general. They stunt your opponent's attacking.
Pressure.
So you have a good blocker. So the 1/4 is good. And then if you have a turn where you can't play anything, you can pay 3 and gain a life in the process and drain it once.
And this is also instant speed ability too. It does not say do it only as a sorcery.
Not a defender. Remember last time with Gatecrash, we had Extorter. He was a 1/4 defender, but he was also very good because that format was so fast.
Oh.
So
speaking of instant speed stuff, I forgot to mention this when we went over the 100-handed one. All the monsters abilities, those can be done at instant speed too.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yep. And,
it was.
All right.
That was pretty interesting. I didn't realize that until I just read it like this morning.
Yeah, there's a few of them down the road that's actually kind of real relevant because you grow monsters, destroy your guy, attack you for 10. So, Citizen's Battle Priest is a 1/3 for 2 that has the heroic mechanic. When you cast a spell target, it gains 2 life.
This is the most underwhelming heroic card I've seen.
Yeah, this is by far the. It's 1/3 the blocker.
I wish it was a 2/2. Just give me a 2/2.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. We had the Battle Priest, now we have the Sestance Griffin, the 5 mana 3/2, which is okay, and also it can pump +2/+2 for 1 extra green than the Timberwolf from Innistrad and all the other pump spells that cost 3.
But what I don't mind about him, he can pump during either player's turn. So he becomes a 5/4 blocker on your against your opponent's turn, and he's a 5/4 attacker on your turn. It is mana intensive to activate his ability, but it's a fine body.
Well,
I really do like it.
And also the fact that it actually requires green and not white.
Right,
but that's okay. Like, I'm okay with those kind of things.
We got our first vanilla guy, Silent Artisan, 35 for 5. He's a blocker. He's an attacker. He's there.
He's a dude that does nothing. But
well,
he's a meat shield. Next is my card I'm excited to see.
Yes.
This is see play.
Oh yeah.
We have another Elite Vanguard that has protection from multicolored spells, which we just had a set that has a crap ton of multicolored stuff. And whenever an opponent casts a multicolored spell, you gain a life.
See, it's a 2-1 for 1 with double upside. Protection from multicolor, which is great against Voice Wrecker, Rakdos Cackler, a format where we are going to see multicolored creatures. And when they do cast one of them, you gain a little life in the process. I like it.
I want this card. I think these are and Archangel assumes going to be very good friends.
Yep. The next card I actually like. It's the new Glorious Anthem. It's Spirit Healing. Cost 3. It's exact same. It is Glorious Anthem.
The only thing is,
with an upside.
actually it's not because the anthems can stack. This one can't.
Oh, that's fair.
Because it's legendary. But this one actually has another activated ability that you can.
With the activated ability to destroy target creature that dealt damage this turn, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Now for limited, this card's gonna be amazing. Standard, I don't see the second ability being relevant. I just see the first ability being relevant from like the mono white decks. This mono white creatures, rush decks.
Yeah.
And so I really like this guy. I really like this card. It's gonna play.
Okay. Well, we have next card. We have another. We have a bear.
Vanilla.
We have a bear.
Bear.
There's literally nothing about it. I have no idea what to. Traveling Philosopher. There's just a joke from History of the World Part 1 with Mel Brooks, and he's a stand-up philosopher, and everyone just calls him a bullshit artist.
That's funny.
And he's like, everyone's like, "What's a stand-up philosopher?" And he's like, "This is like," he describes what he does. Like, "Oh wait, that's a bullshit artist."
Right.
It was very funny.
Vanquish the Foul. Cost 6 sorcery. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater, strike 1. It's a limited card. That's really where it's gonna be.
This is the reason why the only reason they actually made this card is because Elspeth. Because every single Planeswalker ability has is a spell. It really is like that. Basically, you have a Planeswalker that has 3 spells that you can use each turn.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'll play this. I'll play as a 1-up. It's mana intensive, but
It's mana intense. This is like having Iona's Judgment and Warlake.
about it.
Yeah, but it deals with the big fatties that your white dudes can't deal with.
Those monstrosities.
Yeah. Winged Steed Rider. 3 mana 2/2 with flying and heroic. When it gets targeted, you put a 1/1 counter on it. Seems fine.
It's a flyer. Flyer that has upside.
Yep.
So it's fine.
Yep.
We have one more vanilla card to end it on. Yoke Ox, a 0/4 for 1. Anybody guess what card this is? Anybody? It's the crab from Zendikar. Little Kraken.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Kraken hatchling.
Or it also from N13.
That's fair. Oh, I completely forgot was in there. But yeah, he's a solid little blocker. One, drop him, drop.
This is gonna be really good because Kraken Hatchling just rotated out, and actually I saw a couple blue-white control lists that would run Kraken Hatchling in the sideboard against control against aggro matchups, just as a cushion. And that's basically what this guy is. It's literally just the same thing, just different flavor.
Yep. That's all the white cards.
And I'll see you guys in a little bit with the blue cards.